Evans, Scrappy Kathy here with day 3 of 30 days of sketches, and I'm going to combine a couple other challenges with this. This is the sketch, and the prompt is layering, and the strips in the back, I've got a couple of jars of branding strips and just strips like border strips, sticker strips, and all kinds of things that I can use there. I'm going to doodle the circle element and add in some sequins or enamel dots or Nouveau drops or something like that to make the little dotty elements, and I'm going to have splatters in the corners. In addition to those two challenges, which are the 30 Days of Scraps and Scraptember as the layering prompt, I'm going to be doing Mercy Tiara's September challenge, which is a 5-item challenge. It needs to have some green or blue. I've got both green and blue in my photo, and I'm going to use, my splatters are going to be green and blue dilutions, London Blue and Polished Jade Shimmer Spray. And then, excuse me, I need 5 or more different papers, and I think that's going to be taken care of with the branding strips. 5 embellishments, stickers, die cuts, etc. And I have made 5 die cuts out of white paper, and the reason, for this particular type is the Kraft Plus challenge has a mood board by Laura Horn featuring some of Laura Horn's art. And one of the elements in one of the images in the mood board was a skeleton leaf that's fairly similar to this one. So I punched a couple skeleton flowers and 3 leaves, so that's my 5 die cuts. I'm also going to be embellishing with some Paige Evans, excuse me, Bungalow Lane. And I've got a couple die cuts that I made. I'll just kind of work those in as the colors dictate. And my title's going to be this sticker. It's a puffy foam sticker that says Big Goals. And since we're talking about a football photo, I'm going to kind of layer that over the photo and kind of have that in there. So it's going to be a fairly simple layout. And I hope that the layering of the branding strips goes as quickly as I think. So the other requirements are we need some kind of sprinkle bits of enamel dots or Nouveau drops or sequins, and 5 or more letters in the title. And since my title is Big Goals, there are more than 5 letters, so I think I've got that. So right now I'm going to doodle the circle, and I'm going to stand up to do this so that I'm sure that I have it centered. This is a beautiful bowl that I absolutely love. I bought it in, I believe, in Seattle. It's either Seattle or San Francisco on a business trip in the 1990s. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to offset it and do another one. And then I'm going to offset again, kind of in between those, and do another one. And I can see from this that my circles didn't go on absolutely evenly. So what I think I may do is kind of add in some stitchy type things, maybe in places where it's not very dark. So, and then that'll give me a kind of a guideline as to where I can put some some of the small scattered embellishments. But for right now, I'm just going to start pulling branding strips, and I'm going to tear them so there will be at least one torn edge on every strip. I'm going to kind of let that be my main one, and I'm going to maybe do some layering around that. And some of these have holes in them, and I don't want to use those. I'm going to pull as much as I can from a, I'm going to go ahead and tear both ends of these strips. I kind of don't like alternating those. I'm gonna butt these up rather than layering them over or under, and then I'll try to find a strip that can go over top of those. And I should have left the heart one to be that layering strip, because I'd really want to cover up any of the heart images. But I'll do that. I've got this wood grain, which I really love. Gonna kind of work it out there. This I may be able to, well, no, I think I'm gonna go ahead and butt it up. It's gonna go a lot quicker if I do the butting up and then layering on top. And that guarantees that I've got my layering. I'm gonna tear that shorter so that I can do it this way. And then I've got this one that has plus signs, and I can kind of put that right there. And I've got this one. I kind of want to put that one there because I like that color. I'm not quite sure how many of these I'm planning to use, but I'll kind of stop when it feels right. Is that fair? And on this one, I'm actually doing a torn layer. I don't like that color combination, so I'm going to use it up here at the top. That one I didn't tear. Excuse me. Put that there, and I'll maybe do this kind of right there. Okay, and I can use some glue there. Let's see what else I've got here. I've got this strip, which is kind of a sport-like image. I like the other side too. It's a kind of a rusty red. Wood grain. Let's see what I've got here. I've got this, which can go kind of there. And I'm gonna have to use liquid glue on this one. I'm gonna go back to I'm actually going to go ahead and put it on the paper itself. This isn't taking a real long time. And I kind of like that I've got other colors besides the blue and the green, but there's definitely blue and green in here. I kind of like this for there, and then I can find another strip. Okay, that's not staying down, and that's kind of surprising. Okay, this is from Color Kaleidoscope. There's a favorite collection that I used up and haven't seen much of since then, but I signed up for a Paige Evans class where we're going to be making a mini book using that collection. Okay, so here's the photo I thought would go like that, and I wanted to extend above and below the line of layered papers there. Let me see if I've got anything else that just looks like it needs to be on there. Is this good? That's a color that isn't in there, and I like it. I've got this one, which could go here, and then that green could layer on top of it. I'm gonna do that. And that gives me that torn edge again down at the bottom of that. Okay. This is an old collection. It's called Saltwater, and I haven't done anything with it in a very long time. There, and it seems like I could use something right in there. Let me pull this black and white. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it, and I may let me do a little another torn strip of this stripe, and I know I tried to use it there before, and I didn't like it, but I think if I use it in a little different way, let's see. I'm gonna put it like right here, kind of hanging off the edge. It butts up next to this blue, which I was having a little bit of trouble with, but it's kind of mostly on the wood grain and the craft. Okay, the photo I am not going to mat. I'm going to mount it on 2 layers of foam. And then layer some embellishments around it. Okay, I'm gonna put it at an angle like this. And then I'm going to layer these embellishments. This needs to be tucked underneath because I couldn't weed this. I've got a problem with that particular die, and I need to sharpen it somehow. Let me do this. I'll do this here, and then I'll do something else. Maybe the flowers. Up here, and maybe I'll pair that with one of these leaves. I'll pick this yellow one. Maybe there. Let me see if I can find a blue flower. I've got a half a blue flower I'm seeing here. Okay, so maybe I'll work on that, and then here, and then maybe something that would look really good with craft. Maybe this guy right here, but I kind of want it underneath, and then I'll put it underneath the photo, but on top of that, and then I'll have these leaves coming out. Okay, that works for me. I'll worry about that later, but I want to get this down here. And I like that line of hearts, and I really don't want to get rid of this little strip of hearts. So I'm actually gonna layer it in here, only I'm gonna put it on some foam. Right there. That's maybe a little too close to that. Maybe I'll do it over here like this. Okay, this needs some foam. And I'll see if I can adhere all of the other leaves with this same foam by placing this under here on top of there. This one is still loose, and that's probably okay because I want it sticking out a little bit further than the other. Excuse me. I sure wish this would flow as well as that clear liquid that I used in my last couple videos. I've got about 6 bottles of this that have all reached the point there's plenty of glue left in them, but they've all reached the point of behaving this way, of not coming out. And it's frustrating when I'm just doing layouts on my own. It's not a big issue because I'm not, you know, pressed for time. But when I'm filming, I kind of hate to waste your time. I'm gonna layer this on here with some foam, and then I will layer those die cut flowers. I'll layer these here. I kind of want the stems to show. I can put a little bit of foam behind the center part of this one. Maybe I'll do that way. And I'll put this behind the lower part. It's also the center of the flower, but the lower part of the die cut. I'll do this. Kind of right there. Let me move this one a little bit more at an angle so less of it is covered up. Actually, I kind of like that way. Okay, I think I'm done there. I don't think I need, well, I thought maybe I might use this leaf down here because I really like the brown center of it. I'm gonna cut a bit off, get some foam to kind of pop it up a bit, and then I'll start with the smaller embellishments. There. Okay, now the title is gonna go kind of right here. I'm covering up a player who isn't Barrett. And I have cut off, there was another player right here. I've cut him out of the photo so that we can focus on Barrett and those amazing abs he's got there. So there's another one here that says love what you do, and that might be really appropriate layered right here. Okay, now I'm going to get some, let's see, what do we need? How many? Okay, I need green or blue, not a problem. I've got blue and green in the papers. 5 or more papers, not a problem. 5 embellishments, 5 stickers, 5 die cuts, etc. So I've got these 5 things that I die cut. And then splatters or enamel dots or sequins or some other sprinkle bits. Well, I'm going to do splatters, but I'm also going to do some sprinkle elements. And since it wants me to use blue and green, I'm going to maybe pick out some blue and green elements. This is you hear me talk about a crazy bowl. This is a crazy bowl of sequin-like elements. And it's truly a crazy bowl of mixed up things. It's not all sequins. I've got this it's a sequin leaf there, and this is a maple sequin leaf, and that I had no plans to use that on this page, but I kind of like it, and it adds a different dimension to this whole kind of leaf area here. I can curl that up, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to actually hand pick some sequins out of here. And I am just really having problems with this adhesive. So I may go to the clear, and then I might work on all of my Nouveau adhesive with hot water or something. Kind of do I'll see if there's anything I can do to bring it back to life. There, and there's some little acrylic bits like right there, and some flat sequins like this green one right there. And then I'm going to do a couple over here, maybe. Just different colors and shapes and sizes. I've got don't know what that is, but it's a miscellaneous bit of plastic, and I don't see any reason not to use it. I've got this little acrylic star. Okay, I'm going to put one right there, so I want to find a different kind of one. I'll do this. It's a shaped sequin. And because of the color, it doesn't really show up, but I'm gonna say that's okay. I'm gonna do one little grouping of 3 here, here, and there. There's green. Let me find this is kind of a clear, and I'll get a small yellow. Well, no, I'll get a flat yellow. Come on. Okay, And then 3 more over here, and I'll do some splatters because the original had splatters. There is a little acrylic pound sign. That isn't a bad symbol there. I've got a really bright blue flat sequin here, which I really wanted to use because it's the bluest thing I've got. It can go there. And now I'm gonna do a something green. The only green things I'm finding are the little flat sequins, but that should work right there. Okay, so it's a colorful sports themed layout that follows the sketch, has lots and lots of layers, has all the requirements for Mercy Tiara, uses a skeleton leaf and some of the motifs in the Laura Horn art for the mood board at Kraft Plus, and it's on a craft background and has some craft branding strips and things that kind of pick up on that craft color. So I think I've done 3 challenges here, and I'm happy with the page. This was one of a series of photos, and I've scrapped all the others. I hadn't scrapped this one. And his football season is kind of, there have been some issues, and then he was injured in the last game. Fortunately, there's a bye week this week, and there can be some regrouping done, but the last game was not a pretty picture. And so I kind of need this to maybe boost some family excitement about the season. So thanks for watching, and happy challenging. Bye.